Have you ever noticed that some people seem surrounded by motivation? They are constantly watching, saving, and replaying words that promise change. Yet, from the outside, it looks like nothing ever really happens. Most people assume this is laziness or a lack of discipline, but psychology quietly suggests something more delicate unfolding beneath the surface, something less about willpower and more about how the human mind learns to feel safe. You might recognize the first scene. It's late at night, your phone screen glowing softly in the dark, and you're watching someone speak with certainty about focus, purpose, or becoming your best self. For a few minutes, something inside you lifts, your chest feels lighter, and the future seems briefly organized, as if all the chaos has been given a shape. Psychology tells us the brain doesn't fully distinguish between the act of imagining progress and the reality of making it, so the feeling of clarity becomes a reward in itself. It is a small emotional paycheck that arrives without risk, effort, or the possibility of failure, allowing you to fall asleep calmer than you were before. But when morning comes, the calm has already been spent, and the urge to act feels much quieter than it did the night before. Then there is the person who speaks fluently about growth, habits, and mindset, which looks like ambition from the outside, but underneath, psychology often sees identity rehearsal at work. Consuming motivation becomes a way of trying on a future self without the commitment of becoming them yet, soothing the discomfort of staying exactly as you are. Eventually, the language of growth becomes more comfortable than the experience of it, and the idea of who you could be starts to replace the question of who you are right now. Another scene plays out during the day when someone fills every spare moment with content that urges them forward, podcasts while working or speeches while cleaning. While it looks productive, psychology notices the avoidance of silence, because action requires a moment of exposure, a space where you must confront uncertainty and self-doubt. Constant motivation can act like emotional noise-canceling headphones, keeping those heavy thoughts at a distance. So the question isn't why action isn't happening. The question is, what feelings would surface if the motivation stopped playing and the room finally went quiet? We also see the person who feels exhausted by motivation, watching one video after another, yet feeling heavier instead of energized. This happens because motivation highlights the gap between where you are and where you think you should be. And when that gap feels too wide, the mind looks for relief rather than effort. There is a quieter scenario, too. Someone who genuinely wants to change, but has learned that trying and failing hurts much more than not trying at all. Psychology calls this protective behavior, where the mind chooses the certainty of staying the same over the terrifying uncertainty of growth. Motivational content becomes a compromise, a way to honor the desire for change without stepping into the vulnerability of real action. How many dreams are kept alive precisely because they are never tested and never allowed to fail? Over time, motivation functions like emotional sugar, giving quick bursts of hope without any real nourishment, leaving you craving more while feeling oddly empty. Real life is quieter, slower, and far less cinematic than a montage, and behavior doesn't change when attention is endlessly consumed by imagined futures rather than present sensations. When motivation becomes a place you visit instead of a bridge you cross, it quietly reshapes your relationship with time, effort, and self-trust. This isn't a story about weak people. It's about human minds seeking relief from discomfort, searching for clarity without the chaos. Consuming motivation isn't the opposite of caring. It's often proof of how deeply you care, just without the safety to act yet. If this made you think, you're not alone. Feel free to sit with that thought for a moment. And if you want more quiet psychology like this, you're welcome to stay.